So, Mr. L, can you go ahead and give us a brief description of what you do and like more of who you are, what you do, what business you're into, and just to share your journey with us?
Well, my business is now it's Superb Guap Textiles. We mostly just specialize in everything as far as like cotton based. We're a wholesale company. We're only online. We deal with everything as far as t-shirts, hoodies, leggings for women, dresses, even essentials, home decor, even some hardware. It's pretty broad as far as everything we got. So I got I deal with crypto. I teach crypto. Teach a little bit about real estate. A little bit about credit. Pretty well rounded with everything. Mostly everything when dealing with money. That's mostly what my channel is based upon, because I mostly really deal with. I understand that our people we need finances, so that's mostly what I want to push and try to educate everybody on.
Can I borrow something from you?
Especially as far as business, man. So we got a lot of creative people, and we just need that information. It's just very broad of pretty much everything that I indulge in, but mainly teaching is my main thing. As far as my business, how I really got into it, I got into it by via way of Charleston White with as far as like my whole vendor program and everything. I kind of got introduced with that, but just everything from just me figuring out getting up until this point. Of course, it's been like a journey. Of course, kind of like figuring out what I really wanted to do.
For sure, yeah.
And I think a lot of people get to that point in life, like at the direction, at the directions of life, like what do I do? Like especially if you thought you was gonna be, doing something other than what you may not be doing what you want to do at a certain point in life and what you thought you was. So most of the time it's kind of like that. With me, I'm from Benton, Louisiana. It's north of here, North Bossier, as you would say. I went to high school in Shreveport, and with the shift from that, which was kind of different. So it was kind of not a culture shock, but I would say I kind of take everything as like a case study, so to speak. Everything's a case study for me.
Of course.
So of course the environment is a little bit different. Of course, Benton, Shreveport, Loyola, but not too much of a difference because I'm going from Benton to a private school, but still very different. Public school and private school is totally different. So of course there's a transition. But the experience was definitely great. But I thought I was one of the top athletes in this city coming out of high school. And of course, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna go to the league. That's what I want to do, right? In my mind, just going off of abilities and coming out of high school, and a lot of us we know what we want to do, but as far as like guidance and direction, a lot of us really lack
Don't
it.
have that, yep.
A lot of us really ain't got that in our back corner. And for the ones that do, that's great. But it's a very, very, very large percentage of us that don't. So with me, just I was athlete of the year. So I'm thinking I'm finna go straight 1-2 years. I'm going to league. That's on my mind at the time. But unfortunately, things didn't happen like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Due to the lack of guidance and as far as the whole recruitment process and everything, what I'm saying, I kind of fell between the cracks between everything. And, on this journey, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to put this sports thing down because, I'm getting, not that I'm getting older, but I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I need money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to get to the bread. So I just put all that to the side and just got straight into business. And, it took me like 2 years to really just kind of conjure everything up that I really wanted to do, before graduating college. And I attended Texas College, by the way. It's a HBCU in East Texas. Enjoyed my time there. It was quite a culture shock there too also. So me coming from a private school,
right?
You feel what I'm saying? So I'll walk y'all through these experiences. So with me just trying to figure everything out, I'm like, you know, I want to be a businessman one day. I want to, buy a big, nice home. I want to drive nice cars. I want to do the finer things in life. You know what I'm saying? I want to be upper echelon. That's where I want to be. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out how can I get there?
Right.
Where is my avenue? I can't use sports no more. That's over with. I can, but it's gonna take some pain to go with that.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it, but just to keep it real, and just for all y'all athletes out there that do see this, and those that have, went through this process, and the ones that's fin to, everybody ain't gonna make it. You feel what I'm saying? I was the best in this city. I'll say one of the best in this country too, along with others. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody's not gonna make it, So you always, like they say, you want to have some type of backup plan and some type of, broaden idea as far as your thinking when it comes to just narrowing yourself like that. Right. It's kind of like putting a flea in a jar. Once you put that flea in that jar at a certain amount of time, it's gonna realize that, I can only jump so high. I'm gonna hit the ceiling of this can. So versus without being in that jar, that flea is open to more things than just being confined in that one jar. So that's how I look at kind of a lot of us are. We kind of box ourselves in on, what we really want to. We're not really broadening our horizon.
Right. So a lot of us underestimate ourselves and what it is that we're actually capable of doing.
Exactly.
We don't know until we actually get out there to explore those possibilities and those opportunities. You got to create the opportunities.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, you just don't know all of your abilities until you actually figure out, what I'm saying, figure out that you got the ability. So it's kind of like with me, just like I consider myself jack of all trades. I was top notch in football, basketball, whatever I did. It was, I did it to the top, the top. I was top notch with it. I wasn't just no person that was out there just participating. You feel what I'm saying? So I even took that same mentality that I had for sports and that same grit and that same competitive spirit. I took that straight to business and to learning.
Yeah.
So I understood that I didn't know anything. What I'm saying? Like, I didn't know much. So I had to actually sit down and teach myself.
Right, humble yourself in that moment.
I had to teach myself. I had to sit down. Even though I done been through all this school, I've been in a private school. Just like probably one of the most top high schools in this country that I graduated from. So I'm equipped with knowledge, but I don't know anything when it comes to real spirit. Yes, yeah. We would call, I call spirituality,
for sure,
which is finances. If you look in the Black's Law's dictionary, the definition for spirituality is nothing to do with church or praying or anything like that. It's actually monetary. So we have to actually take that, deep into consideration. Just like we practice our religion or whatever it may be spiritually, we got to devote that same time and energy to finances.
Right, yeah.
Because that's what our people need.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we need. And so I went on, like, of course, I like to smoke weed, okay? Everybody, just about every other person
right, yeah.
Is a marijuana consumer. So I actually took a 6-month break from that. And during, this 6-month break, I'm like 23 at this time. So I'm actually... I'm going through it. I'm not going through it because I don't actually need weed, but it's a change. You feel what I'm saying? Mentally, it's a change, and kind of mentally, open your mind up a little bit more. You ain't kind of fogged up always. Even though it may spark some creativity within your thinking.
It's really a gateway drug.
Yeah.
And it's not even a drug, but it does lead you to different gateways of understanding and stuff like that, knowledge wise.
Right. So. And I say too, that's not for everybody.
It's not.
It's not. You know what I'm saying? You really got to have a strong head. If it was me, you shouldn't be 25 you should be 25 before you start smoking weed, because I say that the brain isn't fully developed until age 24. Your prefrontal cortex isn't developed until age 24. So your brain is still developing. It hasn't fully developed for you to, cognitively really just make those right decisions that you should. You feel what I'm saying? And kind of, of course, like I say, it may spark creativity, but still you may be lacking, on that back end, the things that you really should be getting to as far as the knowledge.
For sure.
So that's what it was for me. It kind of was like a wake up. It kind of was like I was, as people would say, they became woke.
Yeah.
I became conscious. So I'll say I started my spiritual journey. I would say my conscious journey at the age of 23. I kind of like sheltered myself at home, just in front of YouTube, just searching information, deciphering information. I had a South Korean instructor who told me, he was like, I was taking this class and he was like, he gave us homework assignments and it was just easy, like look up these words and just turn them in. You know what I'm saying? Look up the definitions of these words, and I'm turning in this homework and I'm like, he giving me D's and C's. I'm like, bro, these definitions, are you playing with me right now? You feel what I'm saying? So I go to him like, bro, like, tell me what's up. Like, what's the real issue here? Because I'm giving you what you asked for. He was like, no, you're not. And I was like, so what you really mean? He was like, just because I tell you to go and search for a certain definition or to find a certain word, he said that don't mean you just like pick the first thing that pops up or the first three things. He said you're gonna have to learn to decipher information. He said there's gonna be so much information out there, which it is, that to where it's gonna be good and a whole bunch of bad. So you have to really just pick from which ones it is. So it's just that he taught me a tool of deciphering information and finding the actual good information, the information that's repetitive and the information that's sourceful. So that taught me a tool. So I had to go to the approach as it like this. I had to define self first. So I had this other my criminal justice professor. He from Mississippi. He from Pearl, Mississippi. He got goals in his mouth. He's the not your typical criminal justice instructor. Yeah. He's Crip Superior formerly. Okay. Just crazy background. But anyways, really brilliant guy. Shout out to him. He actually kind of woke me up. But he asked me one day in class, how they kind of introduce everybody. He was saying, everybody tell us who you are, where you from, and he got to asking people, where you from, and he was meaning like, tell me about where you're from, like not just oh, I'm from here and this is this. Like, what about where you're from? Tell me, why is it that?
The environment, background, that kind of thing.
Why is it named Shreveport? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Who named it this?
Right, exactly.
Why is it called this? What is the full reason?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So when he come to ask me, about where I'm from, I couldn't really tell him anything. So that just set me on this journey. Like, it's a big question mark. Where am I from? Exactly. Who am I? So I go back into researching, who I really am. I go to my mother's side. I go to my father's side. I even go back as far as to talking to elders in my family, trying to figure out where we really from. So sometimes you got to take that journey approach of it too, but not go so deep. And I didn't go too deep because it's only so far that you can go to an extent. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Other than, you doing your DNA testing or whatever, which is great and cool. I hadn't did that yet, so I really don't fully know who I really am. I got people right now that'll put their whole wallet that I'm Jamaican when they see these puffs in my head. You feel me? It's happened countless of times. So I was like, bro, I'm not Jamaican. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you what the majority of blood I am. So I just go into doing just this research on self first. So after I go into digging into self, I dig into where I'm from. So once I discover all these things of where I'm actually from, my town, then I go to the state, the history of the state. And then I go from the history of the state to the history of the country, right? So I had to get a full understanding of who I was and who my people was.
For sure.
Right. So just off of through just digging through information, deciphering information. And YouTube is your friend, y'all. Trust me.
Is.
YouTube has a lot of good
Google,
information. A lot of people don't learn well just sitting here reading books. I know I don't. I'll sit here and go to sleep reading a book. You feel what I'm saying? But if I'm really into it, then it intrigues me. But, you know, a lot of people are visual learners, so that's kind of our best way to learn, especially our generation or whatever. You know, we kind of real technical.
Hands-on.
So I go from that to religion. You know, of course, a lot of us, you know, raised Baptist. You know, my father's even a minister. You know, me and him even clash sometimes on certain topics. You know, when it comes to the Bible. You know.
Yeah.
For example, you know, Noah and the fish. You feel what I'm saying? You know, what whale swallows, if you know anything about whales or anything that's that big that's capable of swallowing a human.
Nigga, I was in the belly for 3 days, nigga, but I shook back. I'm alright.
If you know anything about whales, you know what I'm saying? A whale can't swallow anything bigger than an orange. You feel what I'm saying? So, let alone living inside of a whale's body for 3 days without it, what, you didn't miss any skin or anything? You know, so these questions come about, you know. But, you know, even to where, you know, these just the debates me and my people go through. You know, I have nothing against the religion. You know, I went to a Catholic school. You know, they didn't try to convert me to Catholicism or nothing like that. They made us learn about like 30 different religions. We had an actual class that was specifically for religion, to where, of course, you're going to know about Catholicism, the basics. You feel what I'm saying? The Eucharist, the homily, and all this different little basic stuff. And but you're going to go through Hinduism, Buddhism, you know, you're going to go through all these different religions that they're going to teach you about. So it's not that they just trying to, you know, convert you just because you go to their school. So, you know, it's all cool. And it's a great experience as far as you know, studying all those different religions. So, you know, I even go back to, you know, Jesus, you know, the letter J didn't come into the alphabet until 1524, you know, created by Gianni Tricidio. He's an Italian who actually created 2 letters of the alphabet, J and I. So who was these people calling upon Jesus before this time? What name?
What did they call him? Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I just, you know, it's just certain things, you know, I feel like, you know, religion is a certain way to control us in a certain way, due to spirituality. You feel what I'm saying? It kind of throws off our track of what spirituality really is, you know. So on that note, you know, it just brings about a big debate. So, you know, I say, you know, God wouldn't be mad at me if I wasn't part of any religion. You know what I'm saying? Why would God be mad at me if, you know, I didn't choose to, you know, indulge on any type of religion? You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be mad. I'm not atheist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I do believe there is a God. You feel what I'm saying? Of course, you know, all of this isn't just by accident.
Right. Nothing is.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's very coincidental. So, you know, everything on earth is just works into conformity.
For sure.
You know, even ants, you know, they're damn near like people, except they just on a very microscopic scale. You know, if it wasn't for jellyfish, we wouldn't be able to eat anything out of the sea. Damn near, probably couldn't even live. Damn near, if it wasn't for the jellyfish. So it's just so many things that just Earth, you know, kind of just works into conformity. But anyway, on the religion side, you know, I had to dig deep into that, and you know, ask a whole lot of questions. You know, within myself, you know, do I really want to be a part of this? You know, let's say, if you even see the word, it'll pop up a lot of times in the Bible. You'll see the word, which is sorcery, pharmakeia, pharmacy. This is all, you know, if you look into the Greek concordance of the Bible, you know, it's witchcraft.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and the word, you know, doctor means teacher, and, you know, witches really means wise. So what do we got? Wise teachers, but they call them witches. So we mistake them as being, you know, something bad. So it's a lot of confusion, right?
It's 22 to a lot of things.
Right. So I just rather stay out of it. Like I said, we have to just, start really paying attention. I just, even with, water. The words are the GPS to our reality. So, I just started paying attention. Like, let's say I asked myself this question. I was like, if you wanted to really just get rid of a mass of people, how would you really get them? What would you do? How would you attack them? Of course you're not. Well, a weird way would to be, okay, yeah, you can blow them up, but that'll be quite gore and kind of something wild to do, and it'll be kind of inhumane. So I wouldn't do that. But what'll be something that'll work and be very effective, and something that'll get all of them.
Silent but deadly type of shit.
Water. So I started paying attention, and I started realizing that like when I would drink water, it would like make my body heat up. Like certain brands of water, it would make like I would drink it, it'll make my body like really heat up to where I'll be damn near sweating. So I'm like, why when I drink this water I feel like this? And I was like, damn. I was like, well, I guess I'll try another type of water or whatever. You go get the expensive water.
Right, thinking that's gonna do something better.
You got Essential. You got Fuji. Well, Fuji is a decent one.
Fuji is good.
What else is that we got?
The Essentials water.
Essentials. I said that one.
What was that?
All this hot dollar ass water. Designing. All these waters with these pretty decorations and stuff on them. If you start reading them, you'll realize that they have no source of where the water is coming from. They only give you like a 1-800 number for you to call if you got any questions about the water or whatever. And on top of that, on the top of the number they give you to call, it's gonna state what's in the water.
And it'll actually
all
tell
types
you what
of
company.
different chemicals.
Yep.
And
that you can't pronounce.
First of all, this is what we have to understand, y'all. Once something else is added to water, it's not
no
water
longer
no
water
more.
anymore. Yeah.
So usually I wouldn't drink this water, and nothing against y'all.
No, you straight.
But I'm really thirsty, and I had to drink this water. But I don't. This is the thing. This is why I say words of GPS navigation. Okay, anything that's purified, anything that's concentrated, anything that's artificially flavored, anything that is what's another word that you would see on waters and juices and stuff like that? Pasteurized. Pasteurized. If you see any of these words, run away from it. Because, or if you see reverse osmosis, that's basically you turning dirty water to clean. It's the look, it's still dirty, but it appears to be clean. You feel what I'm saying? So purified is nothing but the same process of reverse osmosis, right? So when it comes to like, well, I'll just stay with water right now. Purified, that's reverse osmosis, and you got water that don't give you no source. You got pretty water bottles. So spring water is gonna be your best bet. It's natural. It gives you a source of where it's coming from. A lot of them that I would see, they may say that they from Spring Hill, Louisiana. Some from the Ouachita Springs, Hot Springs, Arkansas. Different places like that. Places where there are natural geysers and springs and stuff like that. That's your water you want to really take in. All this other stuff they got going on, they playing games here. But we just got to pay attention. And I feel like I say, if you wanted to really get rid of a mass of people, you get them with the water.
Yep.
And what are they preaching? What? Oh, the earth is too populated. Or we're running out of food. That's why they're trying to, make it come with... robots to create food now. They even 3D printing meat. You feel what I'm saying? They 3D printing guns. They're 3D printing houses. They're 3D printing a lot of things. You feel what I'm saying? So, and they preach this narrative, and it's a lie. You feel what I'm saying? If we really wanted to, what is the Earth? It's about 7 billion people, right? So, mathematically, technically, we can fit everyone in the state of Texas. mathematically. When it comes to square footage, everybody will be allowed probably around roughly, give or take, 1,000 square foot per person. You can take the whole world and put them in Texas, and it'll accommodate the whole world mathematically. And you can look at different maps. Like even when we was in school, you got Peter's projectory, the maps where it will project that you see these different countries, and you got Africa, us, and you got Europe over here, and it appears that Europe is damn near bigger than Africa, when as far as square footage, it's not. Right. And it appeared that they even call it Eurasia. Asia and Europe try to team up together and try to make it bigger than Africa. Africa is the biggest continent. You can put every continent inside of Africa. You feel what I'm saying? We could dedicate the whole rest of the world to agriculture and put everybody in Texas and we'll be fine. So how the hell we run out of food to grow? You feel what I'm saying? How are we overpopulated?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, just with me experiencing all this, man, we just gotta open our eyes. Definitely. Yep. With the juices, even a lot of these juices, it's not like they're lying to us with this information. They'll tell you on the juice it's like 6% juice. They'll tell you everything. What is everything else? Right. What's the other 94? For sure. It's really wild. So even with it'll tell you also everything else that it's made up of. So there's a lot of stuff we really just gotta stay away. Really everything in the grocery store is really pretty much garbage. Everything that you take in from what you're eating controls on and relies on how you thinking. So the brain and the stomach is connected via the vagus nervous system. So therefore what you eat is how you think. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So what are we eating? Yeah. What are our children eating? We eating hog maws. we eating cows' tails and hooves and nose and ass and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So where are we going? It's barbaric, damn near. I was just about to say you feel what I'm saying? So and a lot of this stuff, that we eating, we're really like signing ourselves off from the people that we really love, because it's gonna kill us one day. But you can only get right with so much. There's so much. Sure. They coming at us at so many different directions.
It's really spiritual warfare on all levels.
Real talk. So with you relying on putting the right things in your body to how you think. That's going to rely on, your spirituality as far as your funds, your money, what you're going to put towards, that mentality, that cognitive thinking and the right decisions to make as far as business, that's why most of my content, before I got my channel deleted, it was strictly financial literacy and like it is now, but I had so much more information for y'all that I can only say so much in this one segment, y'all. But, with business, we have to understand that, especially us as black people, we want everything in our name. And that's one of the worst things that we will want. Stop thinking that, I have to have this in my name, or priding yourself that I got this in my name, or that. You need to leave self alone when it comes to finances. You need to have it in that business name, no matter what that business may be. You need, that car need to be in the business name. That house, that business, that light bill, that water bill. You feel what I'm saying? That way you're paying a business rent, a business mortgage, a business water bill, light bill, and it's much cheaper, and a lot of times, that's a whole nother person that you're dealing with, your business. It's not physical, but it has the same actions and as intentions as a human on paperwork, So that's what a lot of us are really missing, especially in the, the business realm. We see a lot of these Arabs, a lot of Asian community, Africans coming from way across the water, coming over here getting that
money.
Y'all,
getting fucking
what
money.
in the hell is going on here? You feel what I'm saying? So it makes you question, what are we doing?
Right. Yeah.
We've been here for how long? What, 500 years? And we're what, still complaining about what we can't do and what information we can't get when it's all there. We all got one of these.
Right.
We all got one of these. We all got 24 hours in the day. Well, not technically, but we do. We all got the same time. You know, apply yourself, you know, as far as the knowledge. It's obviously something that everybody else knows that we don't. Or that we're not seeking. You feel what I'm saying? There's no reason or why African or, and I'm not, like I told you, I ain't racist, but, you know, it's no reason why a Mexican, a African, a Russian, or a Middle Eastern should come all the way, trek all the way over here to America where we've been at for 400 plus years and figure it out or have it figured out in what? A year, 2 years time?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
2 years time. Right, so it's something that we're missing, and it's the information.
Yeah.
It's the information. So that's my whole point of creating this program that I got. Putting people in position to feed, to at least clothe our community. You feel what I'm saying? You know, it's what? The clothing industry is like a $7 billion industry, and everybody need clothes. You feel what I'm saying? So I sourced myself by way of Charleston White. I ain't trying to, you know, cling myself to his name or nothing like that. You know, I actually paid my homage to him. But this is the person that actually got me to where I wanted to be in the clothing industry. And, you know, he was expounding on the same thing. You know, it's just about us, you know, putting each one another in position to clothe or at least feed our community in some type of way. No matter what it is, some type of service. We can't allow these people, well, I mean, shit, we're already allowing it, but we can't keep letting these people keep coming from across the world into our communities over here and supplying us with our essential needs and goods. You go to any hood in America, there's an Arab, there's an Asian, there's one of the two that set up shop in our neighborhood, and they selling us Kool-Aid. They selling us nachos.
Doing nails.
They selling nigga shit. You feel what I'm saying? Doing nails. Like, one thing that everybody understands in this world that we don't understand is that America has niggas. It ain't niggas nowhere else in this country. We were bred here. We were Africans at one point, but they bred us to what we are now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has what they call it, reparations and everything. What the Indians take on the red man. They take on the Indian. We have to take on something, embrace something. You know, we don't even know what to call ourselves. We can't all agree that we black people.
Yeah, that's true.
Some of us think we Moors. Some of us thinking that we Israelites. And some of us think we Africans or we're Pan-African. Like, it's just so much shit. So we have to understand that we are the world's greatest consumer. And America has the greatest consumer. Everybody else understand that. And they understand that we don't produce or manufacture enough. Now, believe it or not, we have plenty of people that produce and manufacture in our community, and I applaud them for that, but we just don't have enough. We don't have enough. And that damn near will never ever be enough. You know, there's room for everybody. But we got this crab in the bucket mentality. Oh, this person's doing what I'm doing, so I ain't finna do that because they doing it. When you know, you can do, it's your lane. You can do your own thing too. You know, it doesn't have to be the same, but you know, it's just a weird mentality that we have as a people that we've been programmed to think like. So, you know, we gotta find something, you know, to start supplying our people, because that's the only way we're gonna start making our dollar circulate. That's the only way we're gonna get back to where we need to be financially as a people, as a whole. It can't just be, okay, I always say this, it's easier to be poor than it is to be rich. And the reason for that is because it's only 5% of people in the world that reaches wealth. So what makes you think it's hard to be rich? What makes you think it's hard to be rich? So that means that it's only 5% of the people in the world that actually applies this information. You feel what I'm saying? To be on that level. So how is it hard for you to be rich? it's hard to be poor. It costs to be poor.
Yeah.
It costs to be poor. Real talk. So we got to do that, and that's what my whole vendor program is for. SuperbGarb.net. Y'all can always visit me at Jack of All Trades TV if y'all want to hear me expound on all these different situations that we got going and hear pick my brain. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna have some different other segments here too also that I plan on coming back, and we just chopping up game. We're gonna chop up a little more game here too. Most for y'all.
Definitely, yeah.
Behind the scenes, just on some different other topics. But so just me to bounce back on the church, the work, and the school. So I left off with the school, right? I already hit the church, didn't I?
Yep.
So with to leave off with the school, I had to realize that the best information for me to take in and to be taught was for me to self-teach myself. Yep. Because I know my best way of learning. This is why I think we should teach our own kids, because we the only ones that probably be able to understand our kids. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, them having a decent environment on learning.
Yeah.
I feel as though you shouldn't rely on the school system to teach your kid, or feel as though they should equip your kid mentally with everything they supposed to know. Mm-mm. And gearing them for life. Like, there has to be some time, where you pass down, different, knowledge to them. Yeah. You can't just expect them to be fully equipped, that's their curriculum. You can't expect someone to, I'll just paint this picture. You can't expect someone to play the same game that you're playing and expect them to let you get the upper hand at the same time, or give you a cheat code, or let you get a little bit ahead, or let you get on their level. This is a game. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's about, who's ahead of who at the end of the day, so to speak. But who's gonna give you the upper hand? You feel what I'm saying? When you're a part of their system, their game that they're playing. Why would I do that? Why would I give you, some extra bullets we at war? Why would I throw you some extra bullets to shoot me with?
Yeah,
you feel what
true.
I'm saying?
That's
Why
true.
would I do that?
Yeah.
That's completely insane. So we have to understand that and keep that mentality. That's why I go back to self-education is some of the best education.
It is.
Because, what I've self-taught myself, I've learned way much more, through I would with school.
Yep. Yeah.
So at some point in time, we're going to have to realize and break down, we as parents, friends, family, when we get this information, we have to pass this down to the kids, because they're not going to be taught none of this. And just for me, by having the experience of going to school with kids, almost all the kids that graduated my class, everybody going to top D1s, LSU, the Alabamas, the Dartmouths, the Harvards, the Cornells, Ivy Leagues, a lot of them kids, they don't go to school to necessarily learn. They go to make connections. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. They go to make connections to get to where they want to be in the next step of life. Put heads together and come up with ideas. Zuckerberg, they came up with Facebook in like 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Just putting heads together and just actually putting the action work to it. So it's all about seeking that education and us teaching our own selves. That's what it's gonna boil down to. And ain't nobody gonna save us but us.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Especially with this information. So on to the workplace. I'm going to leave school alone. On to the workplace, right? Okay, so let's take a broad look at this. So at work, especially in daylight savings time, most people are waking up and going to their work, especially, let's say, someone like my father, mother and father. We live on the outskirts of town, so it takes us about roughly 20-25 minutes to get to work. My father used to work at Swepco. So him driving from Benton to Swepco is probably about a good 20-25 minutes with traffic combined. So he's getting up to get to work around 5-ish, 5:30-ish to get to work to be there around about 7:30, I would say. Then, you know, he's ahead of time type person anyway. So you're waking up, the sun's down. He's getting off at 5:30. Let's say it's daylight saving time. That's half the year. A quarter of the year. Definitely a quarter of the year. So you're waking up in darkness and going home in darkness. So you're basically you're damn near every American is vitamin D deficient. So you're missing the sunlight. Mm-hmm. So what happens when you're missing sunlight? You know, no solar. You know, and just like, you know, there's solar, then you got lunatics. You know, so you got people that's turning into lunatics because of due to lack of the sun, and the sun is there simply to sustain life. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's where you get your best source of vitamin D at. You know, you can't get vitamin D, first of all, speaking on vitamins, you can't get vitamins from a pill. You know, when you try to take vitamins and put it into something like that, it makes it dead. So you're just taking vitamins and all this excess is just building up. Feel what I'm saying? You can't get that. You can't get something that provides itself earthly and put it into a pill. Right. It's
like putting air in a capsule. It's like
you know.
Great.
So it's kind of crazy on that. So that's what we're dealing with here. Plus, on top of that, we have no time to really. Well, let me bounce back one time. So we're doing this day in, day out, year after year. You feel what I'm saying? We done created careers over this over time, 10 years, 20 years, and you're like, oh, I want to build my 401k, I want pension, I want benefits for this, you know, I want to keep my job for all of this, right? So you're staying on the job essentially for that, and you're waking up, you're going home to take a shower, you're going home to eat, to prepare to do the same thing the next day, over and over and over and over and over again. So you end up not really finding out what's your real purpose or your potential. Yeah. It's kind of like a superhero that he knows his powers, but he don't know all of his capability. Feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a lot of us kind of, and I think that was really one thing that was really good about the pandemic. You know, it kind of like made people just stop,
sit down and think about it
and be like, okay, what do I do? What have I been doing? What else can I do?
Right.
I have an opportunity to do something. A lot of people had an opportunity to do a lot of new things because their previous jobs may let them go or whatever it may have been, you know, or they got a chance to navigate their creativity, you know, as far as business. And, you know, that was just really great. But aside from that, you know, it's just like you're a robot.
Right.
You're programmed.
Yep.
So that's why I say we got to unplug from the program. This is the program. They have you at the school. They got you at the church. And they got you at the workplace. That's the program. That's my whole motto.
Keeping you busy.
I tell people we have to unplug from this program. We have to unplug from this beast. At some certain point, we have to stop feeding it. Because that's what we're doing. We're feeding it. We're feeding into it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what, due to all this studying and time that I took out, you know, I had to, you know, really bring it to the forefront. You know, what's going to be really vital out of all this information, and that's the finances. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So first off, I tell people when it comes to investing in yourself, the first thing you should do is really invest in yourself by way of mutual fund. So you got mutual funds. A lot of people don't really know what mutual funds are. So mutual funds are just these pools of people, right? But they're categorizing you off a base of an intrinsic search of your parents' background due to the circumstances of you by birth, of coming here, right? So that's how they categorize you, by environment, by credit scores, where you live, geographic region, what's probable to happen in these areas, the crime, all this different stuff is factored into the decision of pulling you into these certain groups. So they pull you into these certain groups. You can get your birth certificate, and the first 3 numbers on it is how you can go on Fidelity.com. You can type in the search bar because you are stock. on the stock market.
Yep.
So you'll be there, you put those first 3 numbers in, they bring up your mutual fund. You'll see all the companies that's investing in you, the top 10 companies that's invested in you, and you'll see that, you know, they're actually predicting what you will bring in a lifetime for them, basically. You know, I even looked up mine, you know, companies like Ecolab, Sherwin-Williams, man, it's just so many companies that, like, you'll be like, what the hell? So, these mutual funds, like I said, they're all based off upon what they project that you will do. You know, you go to jail, you know, hell, they'll place you in the category of a bunch of people that's like you, a bunch of criminals. So they're investing in this fund because they're projecting on, okay, this Negro, he finna go to jail. How many times? He got how many DUIs? Oh, he got this type of felony? Oh, yeah, he gonna go again. Oh, he got this many drug charges. Oh, let's just amount and tally up how many times he may go and how many restitution charges that he'll pay to the court and the state. And, oh, let's see how many Nike tennis shoes this nigga may make, or t-shirts or belts, or something that they can supply for these different corporations that's actually bought into these private prisons. And let's see what he'll project for us. So that's, and as black people, we have the highest yield when we're born in this country. We got the highest yield. So we're worth more than anybody in America that I can say. So that's what we're looking at. This is war. It's like war. So, you know, what if I told you that you can invest in your own incarceration? You could. You can invest in your own incarceration and start doing crimes out here for real. But no, I shouldn't say that. Some niggas that may watch this may go may get may go let me call this nigga across town. Let me go hit him up.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So we don't want to give out too many ideas, but you can if you want me to call a spade a spade. So that's what we come into with the stock market. We have to start off, and if we want to really invest in ourselves, we should invest in your mutual fund first. So that just led me into stocks. White people know about stocks, so I'm in Loyola, so I'm in the loop. Of course, everybody like me. I'm their Lord and Savior, damn near.
Yeah.
Well, I was for the time I was there, but other people too. We have some pretty good people. I would say I can't give all the love to me, but like I'm in the loop. Just, you know, I'm case studying at this point, right? I'm still case studying because I'm living this. So, and you know they talking about stocks and all this different stuff, and like I ain't got no clue. It's like Japanese to me at this point in time. So I hear a little bit about Bitcoin. I hear a little bit about crypto, but you know, I don't know nothing about this. So I graduate fast forward 6-7 years, right? So high school, then I fast forward 6-7 years. So I end up accidentally investing in some crypto when it was nothing. This like 2017. Well, I say 4-5 years later. So it's like 2017. I graduated 2014. So it's like 2017 and 2018. I'm investing. I'm like, well, you know, what is this Dogecoin or whatever? I was like, well, it's just 1 cent. I just put some money on. I put like $14 on it. So roll around 2019. All this information is coming about stock market, crypto, all this. I'm like, dang, I remember I did something with this, but I don't really know much about this. So it goes back to self-education. I knew that it was making a lot of people money. So I had to force myself in it, even though I didn't, you know, us as black people, we don't know nothing about no damn stocks and charts and shit.
Right.
When we hear stocks, we think it's the devil. You feel what I'm saying? We want to run from it, damn near. So, you know, I'm paying attention, and I'm just gaining as much information as I can, trying to, you know, make as less mistakes as I possibly can, because I understand that, you know, there is a risk at play, of course. So the best way I understood to do it is by way of current events, you know, watching the news and understanding that the news gives you the idea and the clues of what's actually going on. Like, you can invest in a war right now if you really wanted to. You feel what I'm saying? it's always gonna be companies that's gonna be up and down. You feel what I'm saying? Like right now, of course, our market is trash. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people will look at it, especially us as black people, will look at it like, oh, that market's trash. They didn't rob all them people of their money, or you can see the stock market, it crashed. Oh, it's gonna be the dollar's gonna crash. So we've been preached upon all this time that, oh, the dollar's gonna crash. What the hell we waiting on? We just gonna wait for it to crash and be broke and poor and complain about the white man being in the way of why we can't get what we want in life, right? So that's our excuse, right? And here we go with that thing again. Money is the root of all evil. That's implanted in the back, program
For sure.
in the back of our mind, right? So I feel like all these things are thrown at us to keep our people away from investing in ourselves and investing into this country and other things too. So it's just by way of current events and things that's happened to give you the clues of what you need to be doing, give you some foresight. So I understood that early on, and once I invested in this, I see this thing go up from like 5 cents or zero. Well, actually, it was 0.1 to like 70 cents. But by the time it came to like 7 cents, I reinvested. I put like $740 on it. So I watched this thing go up over a 2-week span, and it came out to be like over 5K. But I had other people in my group chat. You know, I'm putting them on game too, because I'm getting a lot of game from celebrities and stuff like that by way of their chats and information and just keying in on what they talking about. A lot of people, it's going over a lot of people's head at this time, because don't nobody know about Forex at this time. Nobody knows about any of this stuff. So Bitcoin, Dogecoin, none of that. So all this stuff going over everybody else's head, but I'm listening. So I watched this thing shoot up. So I take my money out and I watch it just pancake and just go all the way down again. So that made me understand. So I'm like, okay, all right, this is why our people are afraid of investing into this, because they see it go up and it go down. But if we just approach it with the same mentality as it do as the money that we spend on shopping, you don't go to the store trying to go buy the most expensive thing, especially if you ain't got it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But you're looking for the sale. Now is the sale time. When it's down, buy it cheap. Then when it goes up, you reap the big bread. You just want to keep paying attention to current events. Know what you're investing in. Research what you're investing in. Most importantly, you just don't invest in stuff just because somebody else is investing into it. We love to get on Facebook and say, I post some receipts from people that's reap some gains out of my chat, my money text, and people will see it and just be asking questions like, do I need to go invest now? How much I need to put in now? And they trying to ride the wave then, but it's too late. You can't ride that wave then, You got to be ready for it ahead of time. So that's why I encourage my people, invest. You don't have to be scared. It just all about, these people, they telling you what's going on. You just got to pay attention. I even run it all the way back to like, what we eating when I was talking about the food, they're not lying to us with this seedless society, and it goes deeper than the seeds in the fruit. Watermelons. You can barely find a seeded watermelon in any grocery store now. It's like you have to go on a hunt to find it, or you have to find somebody that's selling them on side the road. You can barely find anything like that in the supermarket now. So when did this happen? How did we gradually get to this point, right? Where are we headed with this? You know what I'm saying? So we just got to start really paying attention. I had to bring y'all full circle from where I came from.
You so much.
And I had so much more to say, but we got to just wrap it up.
We're going to do another episode.
Yeah, we'll do another episode. For right now, like I say, I lost my channel at like 5K subs. It was linked to my high school account, and they had to delete all the alumni emails, which Google didn't give them the unlimited space, so they had to do it. So unfortunately, my channel got wiped. So I'm rebuilding back up. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming with the information weekly. So yeah, man, make sure y'all go over to Jack of All Trades TV and y'all give me a subscribe, man. Couple likes up, show some love.
You got other social media, Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, I do. If y'all want to catch me on social media, Facebook, I'm Eldrick English. And you can catch superbglove.net on Facebook also, and on Instagram, L Almighty is ELL_Almighty. So y'all can catch me on that wave too, man.
For sure. And do you have your social media?
My Facebook is Angelica Reed, last name REID, and then you can follow me on TikTok at The Hair Connoisseur, and I mostly upload on there, so y'all can follow me on there. My Facebook hair page is Cone Talk Hair, so you just follow me on that page and then follow me on TikTok.
Perfect. And y'all know we are Ascension Ave and Shreveport Live. Y'all can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Shreveport Live, Ascension Ave, and Keith's Corner. You'll just catch me on YouTube under Shreveport Live. I'll put all the information in the description, and that's how y'all can find us. And stay tuned for the next segment that we have with these beautiful people. And yeah, we'll catch y'all later next time. Peace, y'all.